So, Miss Wanda, you're one of the most talked about cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I have not been posting yet because I don't have somebody hashed my internet somehow. I don't know.
People either loved you or hated you, right? Let's not say hate. Didn't like you, didn't like you. That's just the way life goes,
Right?
right? There were rumors that Mel and the Millimeters didn't want you on the show anymore, and they put pressure on production. That's not talking about a kid, in my opinion. You saying go find your baby daddy. That's, to me, that's not talking about a child.
Miss Wanda, you're being accused of setting up Anthony for when he arrived that he'd get beat up.
I don't care about you talking about me because you don't know me.
A woman came forward and said she was sexually involved with your daughter's husband, Marceau Scott.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Hey, I'm so happy to see you.
Hey, Victor.
Hello.
Oh,
And other class, bye, babies. I see y'all later, okay? Your mama came and got y'all. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.
You too, girl. See you later.
I'm Mitch. I'm the creator of Brough Chat.
Hey,
And
Mitch.
these are my bros. We are so happy to have you.
I'm so glad to be part of you guys.
We've been talking about you quite a bit and how we're excited to talk with you. I feel like you got a lot to say, right?
Now, damn, you know I have a whole lot to say. Whatever y'all want to hear, I'm here for it.
Well, let's get into it.
So, Miss Wanda, you're one of the most talked about cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And the bros were so happy to have you. But before we dive into Love and Marriage Huntsville, we have to talk about your business, your food truck. What
This is
inspired you to start this venture, start your food truck?
when my mom passed away 7 years ago. She always cook. So I wanted to keep the memories going on. So I always like she's the best chicken cooker you ever wanted. I can't get the chicken like her. I can't get the cornbread like her. But I got those potatoes. So I'm doing chicken, potatoes. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm just throwing out. Even like I'm gonna just throw some out there. Living rice. A lot of people don't like living rice, but
I've
that's
never
just
had lemon rice.
you never had living
No,
rice?
I haven't. That
Ooh,
sounds
ooh,
good.
baby, Mitch. Ooh, it is the bomb. You need to come to Alabama and try it.
I
Yeah.
Yes.
will.
But
Sounds good.
my potatoes is blooming out here in Alabama. I have all type. I got one that called "Take Me Back to Bessemer." Oh my God! And the reason why I not even take me back to Bessemer because I'm thinking about all the stuff my mom used to cook in Bessemer, Alabama, right? So I
Mhm.
said, take me back to Bessemer. So y'all know Bessemer is spelled Bessmer, but I
Mhm.
spelled it Bessma. So I said, take me back to Bessemer, like
Mhm.
mom at the end,
Oh,
okay?
yes.
Got you.
So yes, so that's why I got to take me back to Bethmont. But it is doing great. I'm at just about all the events, and I have not been posting yet because I don't have somebody hashed my internet somehow. I don't know what happened, but yeah,
So
someone
where can
trying to steal
people get
my name.
updates? Where can people get updates on your food truck? Like where are you gonna be throughout the week?
Oh, that's what I was saying. That they hatched my all my paperwork and stuff that I was doing my live on. That's why y'all have not seen me being live here lately because I've been hatched a lot.
Your
So
page, your
yeah,
Instagram
my
got hacked.
page have.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So when you
So
get that back,
but
you'll
I got
post.
everything up and running now.
Mm.
I got everything up and running now. I got everything taken care of yesterday. So y'all gonna be hearing a lot of me. But yeah, I be through the Fairfield area that's here in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And I also be in Bessemer a whole lot. At all the events that they have here in Bessemer in Birmingham area. So yeah, I will be throughout. But if I go to Huntsville, it's a special order.
Okay.
I got to fight with Marceau.
Mm.
Even put my truck on his lot.
Yeah, at Black.
Exactly.
Right.
Cause he
Right.
think his cooks back there can outdo me, but he know if I come down there, I'm gonna outdo his cook, so he gonna want me. Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Um, Wanda, you and I, for those that don't know, you and I worked together
Sure.
at the beginning when Love and Marriage really first started. And people, I'm just gonna be real with it. People either loved you or hated you, right? Let's not say hate. Didn't like you, didn't like you. That's just the way life goes, right? And the way
Right.
this reality TV thing goes. But you were, for me and a lot of us, a favorite on that show. And then it feels like you just kind of slowly fizzled out. So explain to us what happened, because there were rumors that Mel and the Millimeters didn't want you on the show anymore, and they put pressure on production. And then, so I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to where we haven't seen you the last few seasons?
Well, right after the Madani thing, the fight at Madani,
Hmm.
they put all the pressure on me. And my thing was I was invited there from day one from Destiny. And then the show knew I was gonna be there. So they said no. They called me like a day before the event and told me, well, we need you to film. So my thing was Destiny was like, well, we don't have anyone there that sell food. So after her event, and I knew the cast was gonna be there. So she was like, I just want you to come down and I want you to sell whatever. I said, do you want me to do soul food? Do you want me to do finger foods or whatever? So she was like, whatever you wants to do. So I like, okay. So I decided to do a little soul food and finger food at the same time.
Hmm.
So at that time when I got there, I mean a day before I got there, they was telling me they want me to film. And
Hmm.
that was not on the mental, for me to do.
Right, on the
So
call
I said,
sheet.
okay, fine. That's fine. And right after I was there, me, my cousin, my brother, my sister-in-law, all of us was setting up because that's what I want to do anyway. So we was out there setting up. And so, like a lot of people, like Marceau didn't even stop to help her. Y'all see when Marceau walked past. I was like, well, he was not even. He was not. He was coming up to film, and
Hmm.
I was trying. I had enough people to set up, so it wasn't like he was just walking past me. Not,
Hmm.
whatever, whatever. So after that happened, I'm out there just getting everything ready. And I don't know that y'all know that the Scots was there, not the Scots from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but the Scots from Tatessa. Y'all know Tatessa Scott?
Contessa
Um,
from Married to
I'm like
Medicine.
Okay.
Contessa Scott on Love and Hip Hop.
Um, Only Contessa I know is
Oh,
Married to
oh,
Medicine.
Contessa.
Contessa.
Yes,
Yeah,
her,
Dr.
her.
Okay.
She was
Contessa.
there.
Oh, I didn't know she was there.
Yeah, so she came out, and I guess she came out to show some support to Destiny, and she was getting ready
Hmm.
to leave, so she brought a thing of my seasoning.
Show enough
So,
seasoning.
show enough, Miss Wanda.
Yes, we
I
gotta
should have
say
brought that with
it.
me.
Yeah, shout it out.
Yes, it is delicious. I'm gonna have to sing you some. I'm gonna have to sing y'all some. So after this interview, y'all make sure y'all inbox me y'all address so I can sing y'all some and
Yes.
try
Okay.
it for yourself. Yes.
Yes, love it.
So to get back to how I got taken off the show for those length of time, I was mad, but it's okay now. I was out there cooking, waiting on everybody to get through, and then after looking at the show, I heard Melody say, "Oh, Miss Wanda here." She came in front of me about some old stuff that I said on my live Facebook, and she would ask me, "I heard that you said this right here about certain person that I don't have who would find my baby dad or something." I didn't even think that I was even talking about the baby serious. I did not. I was not. If I had a thought that I was actually talking about the baby,
Yeah,
I would have went another route. But when she came in front of me, I mean, it's just like I was not expecting it to happen, right?
yeah.
So she came so fast. She was like, uh, what you had to say. No, first she was talking to my cousin Bernard. Y'all know Bernard. He was on the
Yes.
show.
Right.
So my thing is to keep him from getting in trouble. I went directly to her myself. I said, no, I heard you got a problem with me. No, he don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with you because I knew if he had broke off with something, it's gonna be chaos out there. So I'm like trying to be the one that straightened up everything, but I guess that didn't happen either.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, well, what the problem that you have with me? And I say, well, I have a problem with you because I never did like the Melody. Y'all. I'm just gonna keep it real. Ever since she had a scene with Tisha, sit down scene with Tisha, and Tisha asked her, well, you never gave me no type of what the word I want to say, gratitude, or like I'm sorry that your grandmother passed, your
Mm-hmm.
sister, your auntie passed. And Tisha was like explaining that to her. Well, I felt like you was wrong because of that. And she stood there with a glass in her mouth and laughed about it.
I remember that. She had no
And I
sympathy.
was like, and ever since then, I just started disliking her.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there done something to me because only thing you had to say, well, I am sorry that your family member had passed away and this and that. But that made me play the different part of who she really are. You know what I'm saying? I did not know Melanie was like that type of person, but I know that that's part of what's stopped me from being on the show because of what I said behind it. After she had that scene, I went on my live and called her everything but a child of God. Okay, I did do that. I did do that because that was a hurting feeling to see someone sit on a national TV platform to sit down and smile behind a death. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it could have been said another way. So from that day to this day, I dislike her for that.
Well,
So
Miss
Well,
Wanda,
speaking.
Miss Wanda, we have to also mention, you were responding to Melody with Melody said that Tisha's dad was in her DMs. Melody did say that, and you were responding to that.
yeah, I won't get to that. That's what I was saying. And then when the fight broke off, she made a statement. She made this statement on Carlos King thing. She made this statement that the reason why I said what I said, she need to go find her baby daddy. Because her statement was, I didn't know what child she was talking about exactly right then and there. So I just cut off the screen when she said that. Go find her. She said one of her baby daddies was in my DM.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, which one of my baby daddies? So I'm on the phone calling my ex-husband, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it was him. So I didn't hear the rest of it when she came back and said, ask Tisha, it's her baby, it's her daddy. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't hear that part. Till after the next day, after I went off. So
Right.
I said, now how in the hell she gonna tell me to go find my baby? I mean, ask me. I mean, my baby daddy was in her DM. Which one of my baby daddies? You know what I'm saying? I have 3 kids. Tisha have her own daddy because, like I said, I got pregnant with Tisha when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So me and Tisha dad had never been married. We just had a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, me and my mom raised Tisha. Her daddy was in her life, but shortly after high school, he went into service,
Mm.
and he got married right after that. And I haven't talked to him since. We still communicate because we got a child together. So when she said he was in, that was not even my concern at all about him being in her DM. I care nothing about that. Me and him have not been together in 40 some years. Okay. I mean, intimate together in 40 some years.
Right.
So that was not my biggest thing. The bigger thing is how you said it, how you present it out there. Like T Man is my baby. So when you said baby dad, I'm thinking just like she thought when I said go find your baby daddy. She was thinking I'm talking about the baby, right?
Mhm.
But I really was talking about the baby that she had avoided that Martell said that she got rid of.
Yeah.
She needed to find, but since she said, well, I got it, he right here since they were saying that I was talking about the other one. I said, hey, I heard he wasn't a baby dad either.
But
So that's what all that came about.
that's not
And
talking about a
shortly after
kid, in
that,
my opinion. You saying go find your baby daddy. That's, to me, that's not talking about a child.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But they said that's talking about a baby. That's the only thing I said from that day. it took it over the hill. Oh, she over there talking about the baby daddy. She over there talking about her baby. She over there talking about the girl baby. And
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, are y'all serious?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I said,
speak.
go find your baby daddy. I'm talking. So at that point, she said she didn't want to have no more dealing with me. She didn't want to film with me anymore
There we go.
because
That's
I
it.
said that. And
Okay.
that's how I end up getting taken off the show, even going to be me or her.
Well,
Oh, it was an
speaking
Oh.
speaking
ultimatum.
speaking on Melody for a second, whether you hate or like Melody, she's obviously had an impact in the show, being that first person who had that idea. And now we see her at the end of last season, she's exited the show. Do you think that her exit is going to have an impact on the viewership and the show's future?
Yeah.
The show itself.
This new
Mhm.
No, I
season.
think they got some good peoples there now. I think that they always have had the peoples there. They just didn't highlight them as higher than they was doing Melanie because Melanie had a big follower. She
Hmm.
had a huge follower. Of course, they're gonna look at the follower, okay? Because that's what make a show just about. But I think the people that they got there now and the way they're gonna set everything off, I can't tell you about, but the way everything is going, I think y'all still gonna love and marry Huntsville even more.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's gonna be the bomb. Okay, I actually think that Tisha, Marceau, Kimmy, Maurice, um,
You.
uh, um,
You.
Martell, Trish, her husband Destiny. I think they're gonna carry a big part, and y'all gonna love this show, this new show, Love and Marriage Huntsville with Dot Melanie. I
Okay.
think it's gonna be the bomb,
Great.
and y'all
Okay.
gonna love it. Y'all gonna love what they got to bring, and of course, they bringing
Uh,
Wanda
okay.
back.
Oh, well
I'm
done.
back. So yes, y'all know me and Marceau never seen eye to eye.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna leave that
Well,
there.
I actually have a question about that. So obviously, with Love in Marriage Huntsville, what I find about the show specifically is that many shows have all this drama on screen, but with Love in Marriage Huntsville, this spaces like these right here is where half of the drama comes from. We see all of these interviews, and so much drama comes from them. And in an interview with Martell and Ariane, a woman came forward and said she was sexually involved with your daughter's husband, Marceau Scott. You've been vocal about calling out cheaters on the show. Do you believe this woman who came forward?
That's part of something that I will be talking about on this show. So
Oh.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
tell y'all too much of that. But yes,
A little hint. A little hint. A little
well,
tease.
I will say, do I think Marceau and the girl is intimate? My thing was, it was a lot of lying going on that I just couldn't take. I couldn't take the lying part. But I did get involved. I got all the way into that ass. Okay. I
Uh,
don't know if I can say ass, but yeah. I got into Marceau ass on there for that. So but it was a lot of lying going on. If she had
on
just been truthful
on her
with
part.
everything she was saying
On the on
on
the
her
on the alleged mistress part, you think there's a lot of lying on her
right.
part. Okay.
oh, you think.
On her part, when she was, I mean, a lot of things seemed like it was school to me, or
Hmm.
like it was staged.
Coached.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was Coach through. Like, I need for you to say this right here to make it seem good or make it look good. And my thing is, I can pick all those little, because, my mama always used to tell us, I'm not a chicken. You can't pick me. You know what I'm saying? We used to pick chicken
Mm-mm.
back in the days, pluck them,
Pluck
pluck
'em,
them.
right.
So my mama always said, I'm not a chicken. You can't pick me. So, yes, what she was doing was they was picking. They was picking. They were plucking at her. But she didn't have enough evidence for me. What y'all think?
Well, listen,
Right.
when I
Right. I
was
mean, you got a
watching Miss
point.
Wanda, I wanted her to show proof show a text message,
Right.
show this, show that,
We
show
need evidence.
something. Because listen, that supports her story, but
Right.
she didn't have any of
Period.
that.
We need
All she had were
evidence.
her words all by itself.
Well, that is exactly what I was saying too. Even with the picture of his back at the at the hotel, y'all know I got at him about that. So I don't know, did they show that part when I said, hell, the damn show look like your damn big ass back.
I think so.
So y'all, I don't know that they show that part or not because
I
I
think
don't
they
watch it
did.
for a whole lot. But yeah, because when I
Right.
go on my live, I like be like spearing all the beans out here, you know. But I know they got on us about talking about, you know, what's going on the show, and especially with my little niece Kiki, what happened with her, you know, talking to bloggers about what's actually going on.
Yeah.
So now that Mel is gone, hey, I don't see a lot of that talking to the blog about what's actually going on. And the show been going on now
Mm.
for almost 7, 8 months, and we don't hear that much what's going on.
Stuff
You know,
hasn't
I mean,
leaked.
I know I got crossed up inviting a blogger to one of my events that, like I said, once again, there was an event that I was having. Love and Marriage Huntsville did not know anything about. I was having my own event, and I don't know, have y'all heard, but I know y'all heard about the AL
Yes,
thing that coming to one of my
there was a
events.
blogger, AL. Is that what you want me to call him? Because I call him AL. Did we say AL?
Yeah,
I'll say AL.
okay, that's
Blogger
fine.
AL was
Okay.
That's,
invited to an event where the cast were filming. And allegedly, when he arrived, production was surprised that he was there and they stopped filming because they didn't want him on camera.
I invited him to an event, but I was having that I didn't even know Love and Marriage Huntsville was gonna film it. Okay,
Right.
I had already planned to have me this grand open, but since they called me a couple days before my event was going on,
Mm-hmm.
they called me and said, "Hey, we want to catch that on the film, right?"
Right.
I was like, "Okay, what day y'all want to do it?" And so they gave me a date, a day during the week. I was gonna do mine on that weekend.
Mm.
So, which I still done it, but I'm gonna do it on that week. So I called him back. I called Anthony. Well, I was talking to my friend Marcella. I
I
was
love
talking to my
Marcella.
friend,
Yeah.
and me and her was talking about. I was asking her. I said, "Girl," I was telling her about my event was going to happen on that Saturday, but since they said they're going to film on that Wednesday, so I was like, "Okay, that'll be fine." You know, most everybody at work and everything. We don't do that too business. So if they're going to film, we're going to do it on a day. They did it on a day that they know it wasn't going to be too crowded.
Mm.
So I was like, "That's fine." And I called Marcel as soon as I found out that they was gonna film, which was that's probably the next day. I called my friend Marcel. I said, "Girl, they're gonna film me on Wednesday." I say, "Can you come down?" She was like, "Wednesday." She said, "That's like 2 days from now." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I know. I'm just letting you know, giving you a head up." I
Mm.
said, "Anyway, call Anthony. Tell Anthony to come. Tell him to come." So she said, "Hold on a moment." When she told me to hold on, she didn't tell me she was going to call Anthony. She just said, "Anthony, Miss Wanda wants you to come down to certain thing."
Uh.
And so that's how that all started. But I really wanted to tell her. I called her. I didn't give her exactly a time. I just gave her a date. Okay, so when she called him, I was still on the phone. So of course I'm just gonna like not make it look obvious that I'm like, okay, so hey, can you come down to my grand open I'm having and blah blah this and blah blah that. He said, "When?" I said, "It's gonna be on Wednesday." And I gave him the time and everything because they never gave me a time. They
Right.
never gave me a time. So 2 days, I mean a day later, they called and gave me a time. I called Anthony back and I said, "Hold on, let me give you a time and everything." I said, "Inbox me or call me and I will text you everything because I don't want nobody to think that you just walking, you know, that you just came there. I
Right.
want you to know that I'm inviting you, but I want you, I mean, just in case you run into the cast member or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I invited you. I didn't want him to think that he was just all by himself, that he just
Yeah.
popped up there." So which that's exactly what they thought. So when producer called me, I mean when producer called me out there, he was standing right there. Anthony was walking up And after I gave Anthony a hug and everything, I said, "Well, welcome." I said, "I didn't expect it to be so quick, but okay, it's fine." But anyway, to make a long story short, I told producer walked up to me then, and he said, "Why is he here?" I said, "Who?" Because I had a couple more people out there. I'm like, "Who?" He said, "Anthony." I said, "I invited him from day one." I told him I invited him.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got on his platform and say that I lied to them, and I lied, making everybody thinking I'm crazy, because what he did was, when he came, he knew they didn't want him there, but I did not know they didn't want him there,
He was
because this
being
is my first
messy.
time having a film with the show, back on the show. I
Yeah.
didn't know him and producer had a
Well,
issue like that. You know what I'm
Anthony
saying?
has a
I did not
history of
know that.
spoiling the episodes. So
I knew about all of that, but I did not know that him and producer was in it, because the way he was talking, if you listen to his shows, he was like telling me, telling the people that he got an in-house connected, like if he was dating someone on that filming crew. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Ah.
I was thinking. He was dating somebody on the filming crew. That's how he got all his in-house connection.
Right, right.
Well,
And
Miss Wanda, speaking on for a second, speaking on
mhm.
that type of thing, knowing things ahead of time, and whether people know things or if they don't.
wait, hold on,
Your
hold on, Victor.
daughter,
Before
Latisha.
I want you to
Uh,
ask that, but I want to know, Miss Wanda, you're being accused of setting up Anthony for when he arrived that he'd get beat up. Is that true? Did you set up Anthony?
No, I did not. I would never do that to any human being, period.
Yeah, I don't see you
Now,
doing
my
that.
thing was, Anthony had a lot. I did say Anthony had a lot to say about what happened, instead of telling the truth about what happened. I said, only thing I said, which I did have a lot of family members there, they wants to meet Anthony. They wants to talk to him because of the thing that was going on with him and Kiki, and the thing that went on with me in the past. But to fight, to argue and all of that, no, they just want to meet him like in person. They never met him. So I'm like, yeah, he'll be here. But my family wanted to talk to him, but not to fight or the do anything. It was like just two of my family. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a whole bunch of my family just sitting out in the woods like
Yeah, the
people
woods.
portrayed it to be. I said, to be honest with y'all, and I talked to one of the bloggers. I said, to be honest, my family just wanted to talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not have anything to get beat
But did
up
they want to
or
speak with?
set up or none of that. They
Did they
was
want
there and
to?
they did
Did they
talk to
want to
him.
speak
They
with
got a chance
Anthony?
to talk
Because
to him.
Anthony has had a history of also talking poorly about Tisha, talking poorly about Kiki. Do you think they want to confront him for things that he has said?
No, I don't think they I didn't think they want to confront him about what he said about Tisha, or what he said about me back in the past, or even Kiki, because we already knew that Kiki was, she's just like me, we got a mouth on us. But I think they want to meet him as a person because of all the stuff that he have said.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, out of all the stuff Funky Dineva has said about me, I wanted to meet Funky Dineva. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to meet him, not to fight with him, not to argue with him, because at the beginning, he had a lot to say about Tisha. He had a lot to say about Marceau and everybody. So
Right.
my thing is, when I heard all this stuff about Funky Dineva, I said, "Oh, I want to meet him and let him know my family is not the way you think they are.
mm,
We're not that type of bullets. We're not that type of people."
Mm-hmm.
So to keep the mess down, we did not want to meet AL about no fighting, about what he said about somebody. I can deal with anything because you don't know me. I don't care about you talking about me because you don't know me. It's a different story. If you know I'm a hoe and then you going out here saying, "Oh, she a hoe, she a hoe." Listen, I thought me and you friends, you shouldn't be out here talking about me like this. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know me, it's a lie. That's all I can look at. It's a lie, and I don't argue with a lie. I don't fight with a lie. Only time you're gonna actually see me just get down in the mud with someone when they basically just tell a scandalous lie, like a lie like that. I know that I went to bed with her. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
know somebody did this right here. That's a scandalous lie. Talking about me like something that you really don't know about. Now I'm gonna go in with you on that. But other than that, and then I let the truth be the truth.
Right.
Let it just rise. I knew he was telling the truth about what Kiki was saying. So I just want to talk to him about it. Why did you go out there? Why would you go out there and tell everybody
Yeah.
Kiki said this? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, something like that right there should have been between you and her. Why did you open the doors up like the way you open the doors? And I felt like, and he's still doing it with even with Ariana. He's still doing it. So my thing is that's just who he are. So I mean, that's who he is. I'm not gonna argue and fight with him about who this person is. You know what I'm saying?
Thirsty.
So I just leave it alone and they can take it. Everybody else out there can take it the way they want to take it. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't. But to set him up to fight with him, that is an absolutely no.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, just to think about for a second, knowing things ahead of production. Something your daughter Latisha spoke to Carlos King about is that she knew of the revenge P content being spread around ahead of that premiere episode on season 8 where she and the cast were trying to get contact. She had already been privy to Martell doing that and that information. Some people are calling out Latisha online saying that she was wrong not to tell Melody ahead of time and give her a heads up. What's your take on that stance and that and what people are saying?
Well, my thing is not to knowing that the truth is the truth until the truth came out. People can say a lot of things that, oh, we got to tape out on someone. Why would I tell her that? And let me back it up. First of all, she didn't know it was true. She heard it, but not knowing the facts is totally different.
Right.
The second thing, her and Melanie is not even speaking at this time. So why should I go to someone and tell somebody something when I know that you dislike me? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, if I know that you dislike me, I don't care what's going on out there in the street. I don't care what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. So my thing is, if she basically told Tisha to go find out herself if Marceau was out there cheating. Okay, did y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So she said, and she said it on national TV. Well, you need to put the children to bed early and go find out yourself and do. So why can't Tisha do the same thing? Okay, I know about this right here. I'm gonna let her go find out herself. I'm gonna let her find out it herself. One thing they know better than the other, and that's the way I look at it. Y'all, a lot of people may say, "Well, that's bad, or that's bad, that's bad." No, that's something that you and your husband are gonna have to deal with at the time. She was still married to Martell, so that was something her and her husband had to deal with. She didn't want to get in between them and saying, well, what if her and Martell had went back together and all this here had broke out. And Tisha would have been right there in the middle of all of this mess. So
Mm-hmm.
no, she did the right thing. I feel like she done the right thing not to go back and say anything. And another thing that her and Melanie is not even talking. They're not even on that page, period. If
Yeah.
I dislike you and you on your end, and I'm over here on my end. I'm gonna let you handle yours on that end, and I'm gonna do mine on this end. Now, if Melanie had to call her and say, "Well, I heard somebody say that. Did you hear this? Or
Yeah.
did you hear in this rumor that going on?" Then I felt like it was Tisha's time to say, "Yeah, girl, I heard about it," and blah blah. This Melanie never called Tisha and asked Tisha anything. So
Makes
hey,
sense.
it
Well,
is what it is. You
That
know.
makes sense.
I mean, I would think that if I'm fighting with someone and you think that one of these people heard something or one of my cast members heard something, my thing is to get on the phone and say, hey, did you hear about this right here? I mean, it worked two ways.
It
Everything
does.
worked two ways. Everything ain't got to be just on Tisha because Tisha heard about it. Melanie also heard about it. Everything that goes on in these streets, they already know both Indians, all 6 of them know what's going on out here in these streets. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube street. They got friends on YouTube street. They got best of friend, and out of all people, Melanie got the most people out there. So I'm pretty sure some of her people that called her and told her, "Hey, I heard that they got this thing going on. That
This
what his
tape.
name is
Martell.
my tail got going on, this blah blah this yeah. So what's wrong with getting on the phone, calling your other two friends that you mates with, like Kimmy and Tisha, say, hey, did you hear this right here? What I heard that going on?
Yep.
And then if they didn't tell her, then that's a different story. But for me coming to tell my enemy what's going on, what she called her enemies, she said Tisha her enemies, right?
Yep.
So if they your enemies, why should I tell you anything? I'm your enemy.
Yeah. Well, Miss Wanda, the bros on Bro Chat, we had so much fun with you. You have to come back. You have to come back
Yeah.
because we have a lot
I,
more to talk with you about, a lot more to ask you about because you never hold back. Is there anything that you're so excited about that's coming up that you want for your fans and your viewers to keep an eye out for?
Basically, I'm glad you mentioned it. Basically, all the people were saying that I was not going to get that food truck up and running.
Yes.
I want them to, hey. I want Marsau to be the main one. I want them to get at Marsau because Marsau,
he doubted you.
wait, Marsau was the one didn't believe it. He did not believe in me.
Right.
Okay. And y'all gonna see that on the show how me and him, got at it about this truck.
Mm-hmm.
About Wanda wasn't gonna do all this right here. I wasn't gonna work hard to get this done and get that done. So yeah, I want them to put a big patch on
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Tisha doing Mason meter things. I want them to like jump on that because a lot of people was out there saying that Tisha copycatting on this, doing that. But baby, when they see that blow up, it's gonna blow up all in their face.
Yeah.
And Scott Manor, oh my God, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it is I mean, it is ready to
Oh,
expand.
yes.
It's
They are doing a thing with Scott Manor. That right there be seen on TV. Y'all gonna be like blown off y'all head. I'm telling y'all head gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
it's gonna be
So
pretty.
they are doing big and I mean big things down in Huntsville.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was saying, I'm an hour and maybe 30 minutes away from Huntsville. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people like, well, why Miss Wanda is not there? Why Because I have other things. I have a new baby that I just went and adopted that I took. I was taking care of him all along,
Oh
but now I
wow.
adopted him. So now that's my baby. So
That's huge.
I got to take care of that part. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot going on in my life now. And that truck, working it every day. I mean, every single, as soon as I get off the phone with y'all, I'm going out there. I'm going out there.
Yes.
I'm going out there to make that money. And I tell y'all, when I tell y'all, this is like anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 a day. I mean, like a day. This right here, what this truck is bringing in revenue.
Yes.
I mean, revenue. I'm
Good.
telling y'all. So y'all
Congratulations.
think I'm finna lose that to go to Huntsville?
Yeah.
I go to
Congratulations.
Huntsville to film because I'm making
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't go down there all the time, but when I do go, I want to see some progress going
Exactly.
on. So I always stop by Black. I'm always gonna go by Black, and I'm gonna sit in there. I go there for the weekend or whatever, and I'm also gonna go by Tisha house, and I got a couple friends that live there, and I'm also gonna go up there to the mountain, Scott Mountain, and see what they doing. And I also went by. Y'all probably see it on the show that Kimmy got her a restaurant opening up
Oh,
soon,
well, we can't wait to
Oh.
see that.
and it
Can't
is
wait to see
nice.
that.
See,
Well, Miss
Yeah,
Wanda,
we need you to come back when the show
yes, Miss Wanda, you
airs.
have to come back to Bro
yeah.
Chat once the show airs. We can,
I
yes.
will.
We got
Y'all
so
know I
many
love
Thank
you
possibilities.
guys.
you.
I
Yes.
really do. I
Thank
love
you.
you.
Mhm.
Okay, Victor, Daniel, and Mitch. Where my other friend
Well,
at? Where
Eric has
he
his
went?
anniversary today. He
Eric.
has his anniversary with
Yeah.
him and his husband have an
Oh,
anniversary. So he's going to be on next time when you're
oh.
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna be looking
Yes.
for
Well, Miss
Yeah.
him.
Wanda, we'll see you again next time. Thank you so much for coming on Bro Chat.
That's
Y'all know I love you, Daniel. You know I love you. I'm always in your DM.
yes. Hey, I'm gonna come try your food truck. Message me when you come back to Huntsville.
I will.
Maybe.
You're gonna have to come on. Just take an extra hour and just drive on
Hey,
down to
I
Belson.
can. I'll see you at
You
Black
know I'm
too.
having a big boots on the ground birthday party in August.
Hey,
So you
that'd be
need to show
perfect.
up and show out.
That'll be perfect. I'll be there.
Okay, I'll make sure I keep y'all updated.
All right.
Thank you,
Yes,
Miss, for
thank you,
having
Miss
me.
Wanda.
I
Thank
love you
you.
guys.
We love you,
Y'all know
Wanda.
I love y'all so much.
See
All right,
you.
see you
Bye,
later.
Wanda.
Bye
Keep
bye.
shining.
All right.